Hello Formula One and IndyCar fans. Welcome to Formula Pun Racer. Today is March 24th, 2021. Are you just excited what's happening in 4 days from now? The start of the F1 season in the sandy country of Bahrain. Oh boy, it's going to be exciting because those cars have a plan to race through the sand. And we'll see who comes out on top. In 2 out of the 3 test sessions that occurred in Bahrain earlier this month, Max Verstappen's Red Bull Honda was fastest, and Valtteri Bottas of Mercedes was fastest in the other one. In 2 separate sessions, it looks like Carlos Sainz Jr. was 3rd fastest, and in another, Seb Vettel in his Aston Martin was 3rd fastest as well. And in in the 3rd and final session, it looked like Yuki Tsunoda was 2nd fastest. Now, it just goes to show Honda seems to have potential in their final year in F1. They might just be on top this year. Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton may not have been really quick at all, and ironically enough, the majority of the Aston Martin cars didn't get as much test laps in as they had hoped because they ran into some technical issues. But who knows if both Hamilton's Mercedes and Aston Martin could be sandbagging something. Oh, we'll soon find out if they're in trouble or if they have a plan up their sleeve. A lot can happen in a race, and in 4 days from now, we will see how that pans out. In IndyCar news, it was recently announced yesterday that AJ Foyt has unveiled their new paint job for Sebastian Bourdais, who earlier this past weekend just won the 12 Hours of Sebring in a caddy. If you remember this sponsor, it was because it was sponsored the Williams F1 team last year before they pulled out. So it looks like, Seb, you're a rocket man, burning up your race car out there, alone. Oh, it's going to be a long, long time, but I'm sure I can see you winning a race for AJ in that. And in addition to the fact that AJ plans to enter him, Dalton Kellett, and Charlie Kimball for the Indy 500, there are rumors going around he might have a 4th entry in the works. The question is with whom, and what number, what sponsor, that is yet to be decided. We'll see if that happens, but Charlie Kimball, Dalton Kellett, and Seb Bourdais for the Indianapolis 500 is guaranteed. While I hate to end my videos on a downer, it is with sad news to announce that 2 days ago, Scottish race driver Johnny Dumfries passed away at the age of 62 from cancer. In 1984, he managed to win the British Formula 3 Championship, but his biggest racing breakthrough came 2 years later when he managed to become Ayrton Senna's teammate in Formula 1 for Lotus Renault. Unfortunately, his best finish was 5th in Hungary and 6th in Australia, the only 2 points paying races he was able to finish. He'd never raced in F1 again. But his biggest claim to fame would come 2 years later when he would drive this beautiful car, a silk-cut Jaguar XJR9, owned by the Tom Walkinshaw Racing Team, to victory at the 1988 24 Hours of Le Mans. His co-drivers were England's Andy Wallace and Flying Dutchman Jan Lammers. Unfortunately, this would be his only time he'd ever win the Le Mans race, as before and after his 88 win, he was never able to finish the race, let alone win again. Isn't this beautiful kitty a beaut or what? And I could thank Exato for it. Silk cut. It's too bad it's a cigarette brand. But you gotta admit, the car is sexy, and probably one of the most beautiful Le Mans winning cars I've ever seen in my life. Well, and for those who don't know, Johnny Dumfries was in fact a Marquis. In fact, he has a Scottish title called the 7th Marquis of Bute, which is, well, Bute is an island in the Scottish region, if you're wondering. So basically, Johnny Dumfries, whose real name was John Colin Crichton Stewart, well, that's his birth name, but he would go in the racing world as Johnny Dumfries, was part of a wealthy family in Scotland. But when his father died in '93, he kind of walked away from racing, as it kind of took its toll on him. And I don't blame him. So I say to the family of Johnny Dumfries, I'm sorry for your loss, and I thank you for all the memories he's given his fans and the world of racing something to remember him by. Thank you. Anyway, to wrap up this video, I shall say that, as I pause for a moment of silence, Be sure to tune in March 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN for the Bahrain GP. It's lights out and we'll see who comes out on top. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and comment and like and share with your friends. And hopefully my next video will be a lot more humorous as I give you my review on the race. I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders, and Johnny, go with God.